Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we have some major updates about Canada's Express Entry system that you need to know about right now. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada has been conducting regular Express Entry draws throughout December, and the latest information shows some important developments for candidates hoping to receive their invitation to apply for permanent residence. On December 16th, IRCC conducted a provincial nominee program draw, issuing 1,085 invitations with a minimum CRS score of 727. This marks the third draw in December and continues the pattern we've been seeing throughout recent months. While this score might seem high, understanding the context and exploring alternative pathways can significantly improve your chances of receiving an invitation. Looking at the bigger picture, IRCC has been issuing between 5,000 and 6,000 invitations through Express Entry each month for the past 3 months. However, what's really interesting is the type of draws being conducted and what this means for your chances. The department has been emphasizing provincial nominee program, Canadian experience class, and category-based selection draws. This is directly aligned with Canada's new immigration levels plan for 2025 to 2027, which focuses on two main categories: the In Canada Focus category for PNP and CEC candidates, and the Federal Economic Priorities category for candidates eligible for category-based selections. Throughout 2024, we saw some really encouraging trends. The minimum CRS score reached as low as 336 under the French language proficiency category, which shows that if you have French language skills, you have a significant advantage in the Express Entry system. This represents a massive opportunity for Francophone candidates or those willing to learn French and demonstrate proficiency through recognized testing. For those tracking Canadian experience class draws specifically, there have been consistent opportunities. The CEC draws have been a regular feature, giving hope to those who are already working in Canada and building their Canadian experience. If you're currently in Canada on a work permit, this pathway remains one of the most accessible routes to permanent residence. The experience you gain working in Canada not only adds points to your profile, but also demonstrates your ability to integrate into the Canadian labor market. Category-based draws have also been a game changer this year. In November, 69% of invitations were issued to candidates in healthcare and French language proficiency draws. This shows IRCC's clear priority in bringing in candidates with specific skills that Canada needs right now. The government has identified key sectors where labor shortages exist, and they're using the Express Entry system strategically to address these gaps. The healthcare sector has seen particular attention. There was a massive healthcare category-based draw in November that issued 3,000 invitations, making it the single largest draw of that month. If you work in healthcare occupations such as nursing, medical laboratory technology, respiratory therapy, or other allied health professions, this is definitely your time to shine. Canada's aging population and expanded healthcare needs mean that healthcare workers will continue to be in high demand for years to come. Now let's talk about what all of this means for you and your immigration journey. The Express Entry system operates on the comprehensive ranking system, where candidates are scored out of 1,200 points based on factors like age, education, work experience, and language ability. IRCC invites candidates from the pool in rounds throughout the year, choosing them based on CRS points. The cutoff score varies with each draw depending on the type of draw and the number of invitations being issued. One important thing to understand is the tie-breaking rule. If multiple candidates have the same lowest CRS score in a draw, the person who submitted their Express Entry profile first gets the invitation. This means timing matters, so don't delay in getting your profile into the system once you're eligible. Every day counts when you're sitting close to the cutoff score. Recent months have shown smaller draw sizes for PNP and CEC categories, which has resulted in slightly higher CRS cutoff scores compared to earlier in the year. However, category-based draws, especially for French language proficiency and specific occupations, continue to have more favorable scores. This shift in strategy reflects Canada's evolving immigration priorities and labor market needs. So what should you do if you're planning to apply through Express Entry? First, calculate your CRS score accurately using the official calculator. Understand where you stand and what you can do to improve your score. many candidates make the mistake of submitting their profile without maximizing their points, which can cost them months or even years of waiting. If you have French language ability, make sure you take the test and include those results in your profile. The French language proficiency draws have consistently shown lower CRS requirements, and IRCC has made it clear that Francophone immigration remains a key priority. Even basic to intermediate French skills can make a substantial difference in your overall score, especially when combined with English proficiency. For those already in Canada, the Canadian Experience Class pathway continues to be strong. If you're working in Canada on a work permit, focus on building that Canadian work experience as it can significantly help your profile. Each year of Canadian work experience adds valuable points and demonstrates your familiarity with Canadian workplace culture and standards. Consider provincial nominee programs as well. Getting a provincial nomination adds 600 points to your CRS score, which virtually guarantees you'll receive an invitation in the next draw. Each province has its own criteria and streams, so research which province aligns best with your profile. Some provinces prioritize certain occupations, while others focus on candidates already working or studying in their region. If you work in healthcare, trade occupations, or other in-demand sectors, keep an eye out for category-based draws targeting your occupation. These draws are designed to bring in candidates with specific skills that Canada needs, and they often have lower CRS requirements than general draws. The 6 categories currently used include healthcare, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, trades, transport, agriculture, and agri-food, and strong French language proficiency. The Express entry pool currently has over 200,000 candidates, so competition is real. But don't let that discourage you. With the right strategy and by maximizing your CRS score, you can position yourself for success. Understanding the system and being strategic about improving your profile can make all the difference between waiting indefinitely and receiving your invitation within months. Ways to improve your CRS score include improving your language test results, obtaining a higher education credential, gaining more work experience, getting a valid job offer from a Canadian employer, or obtaining a provincial nomination. Language scores are often the easiest area to improve through focused preparation and retaking tests. Even small improvements in your language scores can translate to significant point increases. IRCC typically conducts draws every 2 weeks, though this can vary. The department decides the type of round, the number of candidates to invite, and identifies the highest-ranking eligible candidates from the pool. Staying informed about draw patterns helps you anticipate when your profile might become competitive. Looking ahead, based on the patterns we've seen in recent months, we can expect IRCC to continue focusing on PNP candidates, CEC candidates, and category-based selections. General all-program draws have been less frequent, with the last one occurring back in April. This targeted approach allows Canada to address specific labor market needs while maintaining control over immigration levels. The key takeaway here is that Express Entry remains a viable pathway to Canadian permanent residence, but your strategy needs to be smart. Understand which category you fit into, work on maximizing your CRS score, and stay informed about the draws being conducted. Success in Express Entry requires patience, preparation, and persistence. Thank you for watching today's update. If you found this information helpful, please like and subscribe for more Canadian immigration news and updates. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.